I'm Keith Middlebrook, the real Iron Man. That's what they call me. The super entrepreneur icon. I'm here at the 10X Success Systems with my friend Grant Cardone and Damon Johns. I told my friend Grant I promised him I'd come down here to the show. I have my own seminar called Xccelerated Success, of which I focus and empower people with credit scores, finance, real estate, power of the mind, universal spiritual power of the universe, nutrition, training, because super wealth goes hand in hand with super health. And so it's an incredible seminar. I create millionaires on average in 4 to 12 months. So let's start off here. This great client. Okay, here. Whoa, your name was what?
Diego Rivera.
Diego Rivera. What was that great question that you asked?
So do you feel that crystals and the vibrations of crystals can attract wealth and health and with the spirituality of your mind and abundance?
Definitely, because there's little electrical impulses from your heart that control your brain, because your thoughts create things so you can attract what you want. So in my house, yes, do I have crystals. The same crystals that they created Superman is in the right. The citrine crystal of wealth is 4 feet high, is to the left. And it's in the center of the living room, and I sit and work between these two crystals. So then you brought up this incredible question of crystals. I will use every avenue in my favor. So that's how I went from living in the airport, hitchhiking, showering at Gold's Gym, to over 130 million net worth. I will use every tool possible to my successful advantage. That's a great question. Thank you. What the question?
Yeah, what's your take on law of attraction? How do you use that and pretty much abuse that in your everyday life?
I love this question. I mean, I use it every day. I watch these videos and these photos of Ferraris, Lamborghinis, real estate, and just engorge my brain with it and brainwash myself. Okay. Versus if you watch the 10 o'clock news, who got shot, who got killed, what business went under, who died, it does you no good. Now, by accident or on purpose, when you get these visions in your brain, what you think about, you attract. So then I ended up owning 4 Ferraris, and the Lamborghini, SLR McLaren, Bentley Continental, Gulfstream 2. Was it by accident? No. It's the law of attraction. So 100%, when you get up in the morning, when you sleep at night, during the day, keep these visions, use photos, use videos, use your phone, and it accelerates, which is why my seminar is called Xccelerated Success.
Yeah.
That's one of my fastest principles.
Yeah.
Super question. It is 100%. Can somebody give me some water? Okay. Question?
Thank you for your time. What is the power of credit? Why should we worry about credit, and how quickly can you clean it up for us?
Okay. The power of credit. If everyone here would agree, and pan around this audience of fans right here.
Credit's everything.
When we started in school, we're in school for 8 hours a day, right? We're learning things like math problems this long. I thought, how's this going to help me? We're learning that the crops froze over in 1936 and the soldiers died. How's that going to help me? But why weren't they training us on the most important scores of your life, which wasn't your grade scores, it's your credit scores? Because when you get out of school, what you lease for an apartment, what you buy in real estate, your car, your goals, everything is based upon credit. Would you agree? Would everybody agree?
It makes a difference between 50K and 30K for the same vehicle.
And so it's so essential, but nobody said a word about it. Isn't that weird? Where was the teacher that said, who here wants to get fucking rich? We never had that guy.
There was no sales teacher.
And then the teacher in front of us, we appreciate them. We're learning information that's not going to create wealth. Or even the basis is, if anything, it's going to create a paycheck to paycheck, stressful life. Would you agree? So credit is the most powerful resource that you can use to your asset, Because if there's a building with $1 million and your score is 800, with a ballpoint pen, they'll finance to 10 and 20% down payment. They'll finance to 80 to 90% principal, and you're in the home. And let's say there's $100,000 or $200,000 of equity, that's going in your bank. And then when you take that property and you rent it out, say the payment's $3,300, you rent it to a family of 5,000 for 5,000, you net the $1,700. If you do that 10 times, how much money is that? $17,000. Why didn't they teach you that in school? Because, and I'll tell you this, the whole process starts with credit. Because it determines whether you get approved or declined, the quality of your life.
What if you learn this too late and you're bankrupt?
It's never too late. You're still that
Literally, I lost my job 6 months ago, $200,000 a year job. I've been converting into wanting to be an entrepreneur, and I've lost everything. I'm down to like a 500. I'm considering bankruptcy next week.
Okay, I love this question. If you have great credit, you would have access to say 200,000, 300,000, 500,000, $1 million to get you through a rough patch in case that happened. You see why it's so important? So instead of having stress, you have a cushion, you've got a game plan.
But if you didn't, you learned this too late. My credit's not gone from
But first,
750 to
first we would all agree to that, right?
Right.
Okay, so it's never too late. That's why my Accelerated Success Seminar Secret Tour. I can help you with that, so just go ahead and get my number. Awesome. Next question.
I have a question. Most of the people that are very negative, maybe probably only 1% people are positive. I want to hang out with only 1% people. But all people are 99% people are very negative. They don't believe themselves. They don't want success. So how to separate? Because when you work every day,
First of all,
you with those people.
This is a great question, but you talk too fast. But wait, just slow it down because this is a great question. Say it one more time.
Okay, most of the people are very negative. 99% people are very negative.
Right.
Only 1% people are positive.
Correct.
And when you work, actually you work with those 99% people every day.
Right.
They drive your energy. I'm into real estate. So, the transaction, the client, other party, they're all very pessimist, Okay. So how I can do it?
Okay, this is why when you go to YouTube, Keith Middlebrook, the first thing in one of my most powerful videos, it says remove negative people.
Okay.
And here's why. These negative people, and they're surrounded everywhere, right?
Yes.
Because if you're coming up, you're getting real estate. If she's got a game plan, her business is growing. You're doing better. You're making money. If they think you think they're your friend, since you're doing good, they're going to be what?
Haters.
Jealous.
Yeah,
They're going to turn into a hater because you put forth the energy. You took the risk. You worked harder. You worked longer. And now that you're being successful, they're going to be a ball and chain against that success. Just human nature, because they don't got it, right? In fact, they may even do this. Oh, come on, bro, break me off with stack. You know what I'm saying?
Drag you down.
And you're gonna say, well, I was working when you were partying. And so those negative people, and I say it bluntly, you give them one warning. Your words and your communication with me is negative, and I will not be held back by you and your negative energy. So you get this one opportunity to change it, or I gotta cut you off.
Oh,
And I do.
you do.
I cut them off. Now, here's another thing. They could be in your family,
Yes.
right? Which they're supposed to love you. Well, if you love me, why don't you support me with positiveness? If you love me, because you're supposed to be my family.
Right.
Because we can't depend on those people. You can depend on you. You can depend on you. You can depend on you because you're focused and you know where you're going, right? And so that's such a great question. These negative people have one opportunity to change, or you got to let them go. And they could be a spouse, could be a girlfriend, could be a boyfriend. I appreciate it. I'm sorry. I'm going places. I'm going to be successful. And this is bad energy. And we're not congruent. Our goals aren't the same. I wish you the best.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
In the United States, there's 67 million people with less than 600 FICO.
Okay.
16 million of them in California. How do you go after the masses?
Okay. Good question. First of all, people have to acknowledge the need for credit, which we just said it's in every area of your life. Where you travel, what you wear, what you fly, what you drive, where you go, where you live, where you whatever, right? It's that powerful. I don't really go for the masses because they're coming to me, right? This is even my seminar. And I just mentioned it there, now we're crowded about 100 people. However, I'll help those people who reach out. And so many people, because I take people to 800, because 800 gets what?
Get you everything.
Everything. 800 is worth what?
Everything.
Millions is limited. So some people they want to be convinced. Well, I don't have to convince, I don't want to spend time convincing somebody. I just want to help those who appreciate and know the power of the 800 score. Let me show you this stack here real quick.
So highest is 850, that's right?
Correct.
So
Except I hit 854. Hang on a second. Here, they're coming up. The other way. So anyway, the scores are so crucially important. Controls area of your life. The masses, I'm going to have a program to help them fix their credit at the fastest they can possible. However, I do it at super speed. But for those who can't afford my main programs, I'm going to have something to help them to improve them, at least get them to 680, 700, 720, 740, 760, and explain that and get into the game. Now, what score is that right there?
833.
What score is that?
820.
Wow.
What score is that?
828.
This is what's called the FICO 800 Club. And I love this man here. I said, what's that worth? Limitless. Millions. Because when you walk into a bank and they see that,
800, they love it. Huh?
they won't let you leave the building, correct?
Nah, they won't. Promise you.
What about your champagne?
What's your name?
Chris Brown.
They go, Chris, what can we do to earn your business?
100%.
Even
That's a
you didn't have an
fantastic
income.
question.
Even you didn't have an income, but they still look for income. That's
They
right.
don't care about you.
Well, check it out. Now it's called, if you got 800, they know you're responsible. Now it's called stated, right? Ninja,
The old good old days.
because you're 800. Well, they know that the chances of 800 score missing a payment are 1%.
Ah,
That's a slim chance to none.